Am I the asshole for telling a woman her child is welcome in my home, but she isn't because of her criminal record? My husband, 28 male, and I, 27 female, have a 5-year-old son who just started kindergarten this past fall. He has met a boy named Sam, who he has decided is his best friend. My son has had a lot of playdates in the past because we tried to socialize him well from a young age. He has been asking if his friend Sam can come over for a playdate. Sure, no problem. I write a note with my name and a number for Sam to give to his mom. I get a Facebook friend request from Sam's mom, Wendy, who appears to be a Methany.
What does that mean?
I work in healthcare and recognize the sores on her face from picking. It's pretty obvious from her Facebook that she is on some kind of drugs and maybe has mental health issues. Out of curiosity, I looked up her name in our county's jail view record and yep, long history. Drug possession, fraud, prostitution, theft, battery, obstruction of justice. It's not great. Anyways, I didn't want to let who his mom is get in the way of our kids playing together, but there is no way in hell that I'll let my son go over to their house for a playdate, despite her offering. I played it off as me being overprotective and him being my only child, not to. She laughed and said, if you have more, you'll learn to be less overprotective. She has 5 kids, but agreed to a playdate at my house. The park was also an option, but she said my house was fine. The weather is very cold here right now, so indoors over the park makes sense. Sunday comes and they come over. I let the boy in. I mentioned she could come back in a few hours to pick him up. Whatever works for her, and I'll be sure to feed them both lunch. I asked if he has any food allergies. She says no, but she insisted on staying. I tried to make up a silly excuse, said I had a headache and would watch the boys diligently, but I'm not really in the mood to hang out. She insisted that it'd be great for us to get to know each other. Since the boys were out of earshot already in the playroom, I stepped outside and quietly told her that I had looked up her criminal record, and I just don't feel comfortable having someone in my home with theft charges and an obvious drug problem. I said if that's a problem, we could meet at the park from then on, but the boys get along, so I hope it's not a problem. I admit I was maybe a bit harsh and to the point. She kind of yelled at me and said I think I'm better than her, which maybe I do, and that I don't know anything. She stormed off. Her son's still in the house. I checked with the kids to make sure they didn't hear anything. When she came back, she just honked her horn and refused to come to the door. My husband kind of thinks I'm an asshole. He's always been very gentle and kind. He thinks I should have just watched her like a hawk. I told him I don't want to forcibly subject myself to that kind of person, and I shouldn't have to be on guard about some crackhead stealing our stuff. Am I the asshole?
Ooh. No, I don't think so. You're trying to protect yourself and your child. Like, that is... If there's one person that you have to protect in this world, it is your child. And I don't think inviting someone with a criminal record into your home is doing that. I think you gotta protect your own. I don't know. Like, you try to be polite and just say, I have a headache or whatever. Like, I'm not really in the mood to socialize. And she kept insisting. So, like, what are you supposed to do at that point?
You gotta use blunt force.
Yeah. You didn't say blunt before. You said brunt.
Oh, I guess I did.
No, yeah, I agree. Like, you tried. You tried to be nice, and she wasn't having it, so. It
wasn't brunt, it was brute.
Was it brute?
Yeah, but it's okay.
It was brunt.
No, it was brute.
No, it wasn't.
Brute force.
It was brunt.
Fuck, I don't know.
It was brunt, because I Googled it. Yep, brunt.
I am confused myself. My bad. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know, because like part of me is like, who looks somebody up in the jail records? Who?
I mean, that's not my first thought.
I looked her up in the county jail review record. I'm like, damn, that's smart.
That is smart.
Vetting your kids' friends' moms, whether or not you let them go to their house. I'm like, okay, it's a little overreacting, but hey, I mean, I guess not when they have extensive, like, drug possession, fraud, prostitution, theft, battery, obstruction of justice. Like, you don't usually get arrested once and then you get all of those charges.
Yeah,
Like,
this wasn't just a one-time accident.
no, like that's like okay, you look it up and like they have one drug possession charge. That's like okay, they got caught smoking weed in the park or something, whatever. They have one fraud charge. They have one theft charge. Like okay, they stole something from a store, but like to have that many listed up, like I feel like they would have had like there's so many different things, and usually like they'll like cut you breaks to like try to get you out, and they're like no matter what you did, they'll usually cut it down a bit. So like if this is all that's on the record, I would expect to be 3 times worse than what you actually did, and that's just all that ended up on the record. So I'm just like, it's a lot of different incidences for that stuff. So I'm like, damn.
It is, yeah, it's inexcusable at this point. Like, yeah, like you said, if it was just like theft, maybe you were a kid and I don't know, you stole something from a store, whatever. Not a huge deal.
Yeah.
But this is like a million things, honey. I don't.
And like,
I think as a mom herself, she should also understand that. She should also understand that, like, your kids are your priority. And
yeah. The part where the husband's like, I think I should just watch her like a hawk. I feel like that's kind of what I was leaning to.
I don't think I would have.
I don't think there's anything wrong with what she did. And I think I'm like proud of her for drawing that hard line.
Yeah.
Personally, though, if my kid's having a play date and that person was like being so insistent, I would think I would probably try to avoid. I probably wouldn't go hard on the confrontation. I would probably be like, oh, okay, sure. Let me get you a glass of water and sit at the kitchen table and just short talk
but
it.
sometimes it's like too little too late. Like sometimes like you don't think something will happen until it happens. Like, I don't know. Like,
no, that's true too.
Who knows what she's capable of?
Exactly. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think nothing wrong with that and probably the better thing to do. Do I have the guts to do that? Oh, I don't think I even do. I feel like I would try to be like, get her at the kitchen table, short talk it, be like, oh, okay, I gotta go like do laundry and stuff. Okay, time for you to leave. But what if she comes in and she's like, can I use your washroom? Fuck. Fuck. I can't watch her like a hawk while she goes to the washroom.
Yeah.
Not unless you have like one of those like half baths that's right by the front door. What's she gonna steal? A soap dispenser?
Right.
And you're just like, yeah, it's right there. But like the bathroom that's like upstairs in your house, like I think you're absolutely right to not let her in. Do I think it's a little harsh? A little bit. Do I think I'd have the guts to do it? I don't think so.
I think I would have made up another excuse and been like, I have to work. Like, I'm going to be on calls or something. I don't know. Something else.
But then how are you supposed to watch the kids? You got to come up with a good excuse that wouldn't make her think that you're not watching the kids. It's difficult.
Yeah.
No, right. Top comment. When we moved into a new area, a neighbor said, quote, your kids are welcome to come over, but I have enough friends. I laughed, and one conversation with her was enough for me already. Like, you know, you could have been rude without being rude. You could have been, no thanks, I don't have time, I don't want to.
Yeah.
No thanks, I got enough friends. You could have been rude without calling her out on the criminal record stuff.
But also, like, it's the truth.
Right?
Like,
but the truth just
why spare her?
Because the truth just pisses people off, and people with sketchy passes, I don't want to piss off.
But I guess, like, for your own safety, you should spare her. But
I'd rather her think that I'm a bitch than I'm judging her.
Yeah, I guess. That's true.
Another top comment. Probably would have been better to meet up at a neighborhood play area, like a mall or something. This way, you don't have to worry about her being in your house that you know you don't want her to be there.
I was thinking that too. Like, she only mentioned a park.
But like,
she mentioned the park because she was like, oh, this is the only other viable option, but it's cold.
Right? Like, you also fucked up because now she knows where you live.
Yeah.
And if she took offense to what you said for her.
Right?
What's to stop her from doing something crazy in the future? Right? Eek. Yeah, I would have tried to be rude of just being rude, not calling her out with like, I know you have a criminal past.
Yeah, because then it's like poking the bear.
Right? You're like poking the bear. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, yo, you tell someone like, yo, I know you got past, and you're like, you're fucking crazy. You're like, oh, you want to see crazy? I'll show you fucking crazy. Here's a rock through your window. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, that's also a risk of like, she's just going to yank her son out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
OP is getting downvoted on all of her replies, though. Someone probably said, "What are you worried about?" She replied, "Go into my bathroom, steal my medications and jewelry."
I mean, that's valid.
Bro, every single one of her comments is getting downvoted. I think people thought she was overreacting.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Back to you.
All right.